All I'm realizing, man, is a lot of this shit is like, well, not a lot of it. It's just all an illusion. Then
we need to have like an honest conversation about this.
We've got comedian Andrew Schulz laying it out, plain as day for Charlemagne Tha God. Mayor Eric Adams just confirmed what we've all been saying for years. He criticized the Biden administration over the migrant crisis. Let's get into it.
Mayor Adams is free.
Yo.
Shout out Mayor Adams. He came on a pod. Mayor Adams is awesome, dude.
What'd you think of Mayor Adams?
Awesome.
Is he running again?
Yep. Yeah.
He is going to run again. He said that on the pod?
Yeah.
Because I heard he was going to announce. They said he was going to announce on Thursday, so I guess he knew the charges were probably getting dropped today.
That's probably
Yeah.
But he was a great hang. Like, he's a fun dude. He's a New Yorker. It was cool to hear his perspective on all the bribery charges. Like, we asked him all the questions.
Yeah.
And just like the state of the city. And but yeah, the kid used to squeegee people's windshields as a kid.
Yeah.
Or the dude, the mayor, and then to go from squeegeeing people's windshields and to being the mayor of New York City is a pretty amazing achievement.
I didn't watch the whole interview yet. I watched the clip. I thought it was very interesting that he admitted there's a deep state.
Bro,
I thought it was interesting that he admitted that he felt like it was after he criticized the Biden administration, then they hit him with those charges.
Immediately.
So tell us what happened with the migrant crisis.
Oh, great question. So let's talk about the migrants. This cost us $7 billion. This was the tipping point where I decided I got to publicly criticize the Biden administration.
Yeah. So listen, and I don't want to get conspiratorial. After you come out, all of a sudden, the Justice Department looks into Eric Adams, and there's this thing about Turkish Airlines, right? Do you think there's any connection to those two things?
You're darn right I do.
Do you know who you think it came from? Like,
that's a great question. And I don't want to sound conspiracy theory, but there's a permanent government.
Is this like what people refer to? And I think this word has been used too much, but like the deep state or whatever it is.
It's not used too much. It's real, brother. Mayors come and go. Presidents come and go. Governors come and go. Permanent government is real. And whoever's trying to act like it's not real, they're lying.
And I really want to know more about what he means by permanent government.
Well, I was trying to ask him, and throughout the interview, he's just like, read Kash Patel's book. You know Kash.
Yeah.
He's like, read Kash Patel's book. He explained. I'm like, who are these people? He goes, just read Kash Patel's book. He explains it. He'll talk about these people. I think he was like genuinely concerned to out certain individuals. But his idea of permanent government.
Let me look that up.
Yeah. The book is called, what's Kash's book called? I forgot. Anywho. But his idea of permanent government makes sense. He goes, I deal with it in New York City, but it also exists on a federal level. He goes, there are department heads for every.
Eric Adams goes public. He says the migrant crisis is draining New York, $7 billion in city money for a problem that should be handled by the federal government. And suddenly, boom, he's under investigation. The DOJ magically finds something, Turkish Airlines or whatever it was. Yeah. Just a total coincidence, right? Mayors come and go, presidents come and go, but these unelected people, they stay. They hold the power. That's the deep state, folks. And now even mayors are saying it out loud.
Department in New York City, there's the sanitation department, et cetera. These people are not elected, and they've been there for 35 years. So they look at a mayor and they're like, yo, you're here, you'll be gone. We don't really got to respect you. Like, we're here for ever. And you're here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Government gangsters.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Permanent government refers to the body of career officials, civil servants, and institutions that continue to operate regardless of changes in political leadership or ruling parties. It's also sometimes called the bureaucracy, our administrative state, or the deep state, right?
Yeah. The nefarious actors, they would argue, are called the deep state. Yeah. Okay. Now, we don't know who those people are. Here's the thing. We need to have like an honest conversation about this. In order to function as a country that changes its leader every 4 years, you need something that's kind of permanently operating.
Wait, isn't that what law should be? Like the Constitution?
Of course. But like, imagine you had to literally rehire every department every time a new administration came in. So Trump comes in, and then everybody within the Department of Education is fired and rehired, retrained on all the things.
I don't know what they're doing now.
But imagine every single department. We're talking about like tens of thousands of people fired and rehired every 4 years. Like, what people would even sign up for that? Like, you're going to quit your job for potentially 4 years of work in a department that then you could be removed and maybe you're making $100,000. Like, I get it. In order for a country to function long term, right, to have a plan for 30 years from now, you need something there. The problem is a lot of those positions are positions of power and influence that are not democratically elected. So they're making decisions they're making decisions about us based on whatever they feel most comfortable.
Yeah, that's what it says. One of the key characteristics of permanent government is, unlike politicians, these individuals are not chosen through elections. All I'm realizing, man, is a lot of this shit is, well, not a lot of it, it's just all an illusion then.
I love the way Charlemagne put it, government gangsters, and everything's just an illusion, because that's exactly what they are. These are the people who are really calling the shots. They see mayors, governors, and elected officials come and go, but they stay. They are the permanent power structure behind the scenes. These bureaucrats, they're not just advising, they're making policy. They're running the country from the shadows, and they don't answer to anyone.
I mean, we've always said that, but it's just like, yo, there's no real figurehead. The president, well, maybe now, but the president, until now, the president of the United States of America has always just been a figurehead.
Now, don't get me wrong. They still have a lot of like power. Like they can decide to go to war and they can murder, millions of people. Like these horrible things happen all the time.
But isn't Cash going to go after them?
No, I'm not talking about deep state. I'm talking about presidents. Presidents still have tons of power. Yeah. What I'm saying is that...
But who tells them to go to war?
Well, honestly, Adams on the pod, he even said this shit. He was like... Because he was meeting with Biden and Biden's people about the migrant stuff. And he didn't come out until he kept asking them for things and they refused to give him. So he goes, because he broke it down really well. He's like, listen, immigration is a federal responsibility. Mm-hmm. Keeping the border closed is a federal responsibility. It's not a state responsibility. So when they're sending 4,000 migrants a day up in buses from Texas to New York, right? And then I'm going, hey, we need funding for this. And they go, you can take it out of whatever you have already. He goes, hold on. Why should I have to pay, the city, have to pay for a federal issue? Like, that doesn't make sense to him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like,
so even when when they were saying they were sanctuary states, that was all local stuff? That wasn't...
Well, I think the state decides to be a sanctuary state. Okay. I don't know if they receive federal funding for being a sanctuary state, but like the state decides to be, and even the sanctuary shit, there's a difference between sanctuary state and right to housing. So like if you have a right to housing, which New Yorkers do, that's for homeless people. That's not for migrants.
Yes.
And basically, as a political move, Texas was trying to like show the northern states that seem to have strong opinions about immigration, yet don't deal with it at all.
Don't deal with it, 100%.
And I get that perspective too.
I said it was genius when it happened. Everybody got mad at me. All I was, like, oh, Charlemagne playing both sides. No, I just like strategy.
It works.
It absolutely works. If I'm Governor Greg Abbott, if I'm DeSantis, oh, y'all don't think this is an issue? Y'all don't have to deal with it? Here you go. Oh, y'all sanctuary cities? The right thing to do if you're a sanctuary city would be to send the migrants to sanctuary cities. Put them on buses, put them on planes. Here you go. Soon as they got here, what happened? As soon as they got to the DCs,
you start making phone calls.
In the New Yorks, in the Chicagos, whoa, we don't want this no more.
100%.
I thought when they did it, I thought it was a genius move. And guess what? It fucking worked.
Yes, New York and DC finally got a taste of their own medicine when Texas started busing migrants to their so-called sanctuary cities. Suddenly, all that talk about compassion and inclusion disappeared. It used to be, if you don't welcome illegal immigrants into your state, you're a racist. But when the migrants actually showed up in liberal strongholds like New York, they didn't want them either. This is what happens when you virtue signal without consequences. And Eric Adams admitted it. The crisis was political, but the consequences were local. New York's bill, over $7 billion. And when Adams stood up and criticized the Biden administration for dumping the problem on his city, boom, he gets hit with federal charges. Then he goes on Andrew Schulz podcast and says the quiet part out loud. There is a permanent government, a permanent deep state. These unelected bureaucrats hold the real power. They don't leave with the mayors or the presidents. They run the show behind the scenes. He even said, read Kash Patel's book. If you know, you know. Now, we're supposed to pretend this is all just business as usual? No. This is how the machine protects itself. This is how the swamp strikes back. And the fact that even Democrat officials are starting to say it, that should tell you everything.